Hello guys, welcome to our channel Salesforce Knowledge. So today I will be showing you to write a test class for batch classes in Salesforce. So I have written a simple batch class which will be updating the company name of all the account records. So for I have not added any filter criteria like which type of accounts we are going to add. This is just for learning test class for batch effects. So all the account records it will fetch when we will execute our batch. So this will fetch all the account records, and for all the account records it will update the company name to Salesforce Knowledge. So let's go to that test class. So I have created a test class given the name SFTC account update batch test. Simply from here new to Apex class, and to write a test class our class must be annotated with at the rate each test. So I am adding here at the rate each test on the top. Now let me go and write a method. So I am writing the same method. Uh, the test method should be a static always, and it should return void always, no other way. So let's give the name like test update account method. Any name you can give. So I have just given this name. Now let's create. So to write a test class, we just look for the parameters. What parameters that record is expecting. So here we are not asking for any parameter. Like we're not asking for any filter criteria like name is equal to something or created date is equal to this. Any filter criteria? We don't have any filter criteria. No. So I'm just creating a simple account record, and I will insert those records, and after inserting I will run my batch, and our company name should be updated to Salesforce Knowledge. So this is simple. So let us create a account record. So we will try to create account record in a bulk. So I'm getting account record. Let's I'm getting 10 records. So for let us create the records. Creating the instance of the account record. So currently, while inserting account record in our backend, let's go to backend. So what all the mandatory fields? So currently our mandatory fields is name only, right? No any other fields are mandatory. So we can just we can just keep the name value, and we can insert our account record. So no any other issues. So let's give the name like test account. Okay, and to differentiate these records, let's give the variable like so that we can differentiate our records in the way we are inserting. Okay, so this much only. Now we need to insert these records to database. So let's create a list of account so that we can do a DML in a single go. So let's give it a name account list to update. Okay, so new list of account. Okay, now add the records here in the loop dot add SEC record. Okay, so now we have added. Now let's try to insert the records. So SEC list to it's copied already, so just paste it. Okay, so what we have done, we have just created 10 account records, and those records we are inserting here. So here I think it should be semicolon. Okay, so 10 records we are inserting. Now, since this is our batch class, so we need to call our batch class in the same way. If we need to run our batch class from the anonymous window, in the same way we need to call our batch class from our test class also. So just let's call our batch class from here. Uh, Give the batch class a name and then call it. So in this way, let's give the name my batch. My batch class is equal to new. Estimate the instance of the class and call the standard Salesforce method database dot execute batch apex. Okay, so uh, we are not giving any size batch size like what should a scope of the batch size, so it will take the default size 200, nothing else. So sorry, not this. Our batch class name should be passed here, so this I am passing. Now there are two important things in test class. First is test.start test, test.stop test, and the second is system.assets methods. So why we use test.start test, test.stop test to change the limit of the test classes. Like suppose that up to this we have one DML only, and up to this point we are doing only one DML. And when we will write our test.start test here, test.start test, and between this loop we do our testing, like whatever records we are trying to insert, or what we are trying to check from our apex class. So here I'm writing test.start and test.stop test. So what will the benefit of this line, like up to suppose up to this line we have one DML only, and now from here since this is calling our batch class and this is executing this batch class, so and this batch class is doing one more DML here. So instead of at this point, instead of having two DML, we will have only one DML, because this will reset. This limit will not be counted inside test.start test or test.stop test. That's why we write this statement test.start and test.stop. So once we have written and once we have saved our batch class, and when we will run our batch class, this this criteria should be fulfilled. But how we will know that our work has been completed, our apex class is running correctly or not, that whether our record is getting updated or not? The one way is to create the account record in the backend and to check after and to execute the batch and to check that, yeah, after execution of batch, our company name is populated with Salesforce knowledge. But how we will test from the test class? So for that, obviously we go with system.assets method. So Salesforce provide multiple asset method. You can just check and you can try system data set method, and from there you can compare what is the expected value and what is the new value. So that I will come to that point. So let's save it and let's run the batch class first. So from here I am running the batch test class, this test class. So let's click on run test. So this batch class is executed. Now here in the test column, you can see whether your batch class is success or fail. So this batch class is success, and in this batch class, this test update account method is also passed. So nothing is failing. Now let's go to this section. In the right side section, overall code coverage, you can see SFDC update account batch class. This was our batch class. So this batch class is giving 100% coverage. So we can see that all the methods are getting covered, all the lines are getting covered. Now let's see that after running our batch class, whether this thing was whether this was populated correctly or not, that company name was populated correctly or not. So now let's query the account records which we have just inserted. So I am querying only single record for now. So let's query single record only. Account SEC record is equal to select ID dot which field we were updating. We were updating company name, so we want to check the value of company name only. So from account where, so I am just giving the reference to name because we inserted here name only. So the name was something like this. So at first at the name must be like this. So test account, and on place of this I, at some point we must have 1 or we must have 0. So I am giving the account record name. Since I am getting a single account record, so I am giving the limit so that it doesn't hit, like when same name of account will be there, so it will throw error, which we will not apply limit. So I am just giving I have just given the limit 1. Now let's debug the value of system dot debug. Let's debug the value of account record dot company name. So whether we are let's debug account record totally, whether we are getting any value here, return value or not. So once we will get return value, then we will use system dot set method. So I am running the batch again, sorry, test class again. Now I am going to debug. So this was our latest debug. So I am checking the debug. Let's see what is the, yeah. So you can see system account record id is that this, and company name is Salesforce Knowledge. We have not given any company name here. You can see we have not given any company name, but the company name is populated here. How it is populated? Because this got populated from the our batch class. So now let's use system.assign method. So this was to check for our reference that whether we have applied correctly filter or not. Yeah, so we are getting record in the return. Now let's, so we have multiple system.assign methods. So uh, we will decide which method to use. You can use system.assign boolean if you are checking any single record id or anything, or you can check assert equals that when you are comparing two value, any expected or any actual. So we will use here the third one. So just so what is the expected value? We are expecting, what value we are expecting? We are expecting the value to be returned Salesforce Knowledge. So we are expecting this value, right? And what should be the actual value? Actual value will come from here. We don't know. If our logic is correct, actual value will come from here, and it will be equal to expected value. If our logic is not correct, not working, then actual value will not be same. Okay, and if actual value will not be same, then our test class will fail. I will show the negative criteria also, negative scenario also. So now I have given actual value Salesforce Knowledge and expected value Salesforce Knowledge, and actual value whatever this query will return. So this will be our actual value. Now I'm saving the test class. So let's save it. It's taking time. Okay, let's give a minute. Don't know what happened. Okay, let me copy it and let me refresh again. Sometimes Salesforce we have developer console. We have unexpected. Let me open that again. It was our class name. Yeah, so this was our class name. Okay, so this is already saved. Okay, so now I am running, and now I will check that whether our test class is passing or failing. So I have executed a test class. You can see this is completed successfully and coverage is still 100%. Okay, now let's test a negative scenario. Let me, instead of Salesforce Knowledge, let me give Salesforce Knowledge 1, 2, 3. Now run our batch class, sorry, test class, and now see whether our test class is passing or failing. So if this will return 1, 2, 3, then only it will be equal. If this will not return Salesforce Knowledge 1, 2, 3, then this test class will fail. Now again I am running this test class. Okay, let's see. So as you can see here, this test class is failing now. Why it is failing? You can see in the error. Just go and just double click here on your method name. So you can see system.assert exception. The expecting value was 1, 2, 3, but actual value was 1, 2. So you can see, yeah, our class is returning Salesforce Knowledge only. Our batch class work is doing that to update Salesforce Knowledge, but we are expecting Salesforce Knowledge 1, 2, 3. So this is correct. So this is not correct. So in this way we can verify our statement, like whether what we are expecting and what we are getting both are same or not. If both are same, then only our test class will run. So I have again changed back to Salesforce Knowledge. Now I have saved it. Now again I am running our test class. So now it is completed. So in this way we write the test class for batch apex. So basically this was our very simple class. So we, in our actual logic or in our actual project, our batch classes will not be this much simple. So what will be the difference? The difference will be only at two places. At the first places, this will be some hook query, some hook filter criteria. We will not fetch our all the records. So nothing simple. Just create the record according to the filter criteria. Suppose that here they were asking where created date is equal to today only, or then in that case only these records will be filtered. Or suppose that they must be asking that where name include dates or account is active. So in these cases we will create account record in those scenario only, in those with those conditions, and we will insert, and then this will be common everywhere. So you need to execute your batch class, and you need to check your return value, that whether it is happening or not. So this for today, this much only related to batch apex test. Thank you for watching this video.